Alright, hello and welcome everyone back to reviews. Still going solo here. So, just finished watching One Punch Man's second episode for season 2. I will say, the animation did kick up a notch in this. Though granted, the lows were still super low. And super disappointing with just mouth flaps going and barely a chin movement. There was a lot of just backs being turned and either mental monologues or just talking without the camera focusing on the character, right? There's points where Saitama's playing King's video game and it's just us staring at his back. No movement, he's just standing still, playing the video game, while he monologues and talks to Genos, who's just sitting there listening in the foreground. And it's just it's the most bare bones thing you can do with slight pans and stuff like that, and it hurts it. It hurts it a lot. We did get a lot of decent animation when we saw Speed of Sound Sonic show up and the clips of the fight we get between him and Genos. So yeah, Sonic's back. He came from the meeting, he showed up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know Saitama's here. I'm gonna go kick his ass." And Genos is just sitting there "Yeah, you're not worth his time." Alright, so Sonic's there. We do meet our big bad, Garo, I think? Garo? I'm trying to remember. God, I remember his face better than his name. Let me see here. Is it Garo? Yeah, Garo. One Punch Man. Yep, that's him. There we go. I found him. He's there. He's a human monster, as he says. He is a human siding with the monsters, essentially. So that means villain or fucking hero, he's gonna kill you. And we will eventually get into his backstory, which, whoo boy, that's gonna be fun. And I'm sure that'll probably happen in the next episode or two, where we start to learn where he actually came from. We do get some Fubuki action in here, which I am all for. I love Fubuki in this. Her backstory's sad, but I mean, dear God, she nearly went down a bad path. So basically, she stops by Saitama's place to, put him in his place, or make him join her ranks. And, yeah, we know how well that goes with Saitama. He's both oblivious, to a point, and then when he realizes what's actually going on, he's like, fuck this. I'm not playing these games. We found out Fubuki is Tatsumaki's sister. Tatsumaki's always been outranking her, and it's made her feel like shit. And she feels since Tatsumaki's in rank S, there's no point in getting to that rank herself. And because of the high-level people that are sitting at, the top 4 or 5 in rank A, there's no point for her to get there either, because she's never going to get past them. Basically, it's kind of depression, honestly. Or, a lack of self-confidence. Probably a little bit of column A and column B, honestly. And that's what makes her an interesting character, at least to me. She's struggling with that kind of a thing. And probably until she's met up with Saitama now, didn't think she could actually bypass that. So yeah, that's more or less her story. As she witnesses the fight between Genos and Sonic, which then turns into Saitama and Sonic, with a single serious move of just Saitama bouncing back and forth, which unfortunately, not as good as I was hoping. God, it feels like the harsh shading that we were getting in One Punch Man 1, season 1, is just, it's not being used to the full effect that it was being used in season 1. There were points where we had that harsh, serious-looking Saitama with harsh shading, harsh, badass looks. When he's talking about the training he did to get as strong as he did. It's used to both comedic and serious effect. And they're just not doing that here. And it's kind of sad, you know? There's just I don't know. It's missing something, is what it is. It's not, the timing isn't the same, and I'm gonna guess it's down to the director. It's not hitting the way it should. It's not what it's not what 1 was, and I don't think it will be unless we ever get back our director from the original season. Actually, let me look up his name, because I'm very curious now. Season 1 director. Live research being done here, people. Shingo Natsume. Yes. Okay. And it was Madhouse, that's right. Yeah. We're not... Until he gets back into the freaking director's chair, I don't think we're gonna get this again. Unless somebody's really good at emulating his style with that. It's one of those things. It's just... Yeah, there's not much to say. We learn that Fubuki tends to use things like... almost a storm kind of thing. Same thing as Tatsumaki, nothing different. Animation is slightly improved. No, I shouldn't say slightly. It's leaps and bounds improved to what we saw in the first episode. It was not a strong first episode. Holy shit, it was bad. Second episode has the animations we like. Sonic's back, only to get his ass handed to him in the most stupid of ways. Just Saitama brushing past him by bouncing back and forth. It's weird. It's not as comedic as the first time he meets Saitama and just kind of gets punched in the dick. Either way, he's tossed aside like nothing. King shows up, further cementing Fubuki's like fascination with Saitama at this point. Yeah, not all that much to say about this series. This episode. Bare bones, we get some Fubuki understanding. We get, which is nice. We get Sonic showing up and getting his ass kicked. We get the introduction of Garo, of our main villain of this series, who's just going to, if the after credits section is anything to go by, beating up random heroes looking for someone strong to kill, trying to push himself further. In fact, it's kind of interesting because it kind of puts Garo in a point where Saitama might have used to have been, where he's looking for strong fights to push him further ahead. And Saitama's already hit that peak of there's nothing left. And this is where, like, we're gonna get that interesting dynamic of the two different paths that Saitama could have taken. The one he's currently on, and the one that Garo now follows. I'm curious to see if the animation picks up even more in the next couple seasons. Episodes, dear God, my brain's not working today. I'm curious to see if it comes up in the next couple episodes, how much more animation we're going to get, because there was, like, next to nothing in episode 1. There's a little bit in 2 here, so I'm curious what 3 is going to bring. What I really can't wait to see is the action shot where we have that 3-way fight with Saitama and a couple of other heroes fighting against monsters, and I forget if Garo gets involved in that one or not. Or if he's just watching from the sidelines, I forget. I can't wait for that fight. That might be... If I was gonna guess, that's probably gonna fall like maybe somewhere between episode 6 and 10, somewhere in there. I don't remember everything that happens in the manga, but that doesn't mean that the anime is not gonna like jumble things around. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I'm curious, but I'm still nervous because while the animation's picked up, it's not picked up much. So. We'll see. I want this season to be good, because the content in it is gonna be great. The problem is the animation going to be able to really, like, emphasize it the way it did in season 1. So, I guess until episode 3, cautiously getting a bit more optimistic for now. Alright. I guess that's really it. Like I said, not much. And it's weird, because it feels like there should be more to talk about, but there's not. But I guess that's all I've got. Alright, guys. I'll catch you when episode 3 rolls around. See ya.